Hello everyone, my name is Phawx. This is Fallout 4 running on the GPD Win 3. There are some different changes I've made to the metrics up above, so I'll go ahead and just explain it real quick just for this one particular video, and I'll try to be brief about it. So we have our frame rate, frame time. CPU package I put all in one line. Over here you're going to see our power limit 1. Just because it says 40 watts does not mean we're going to be using all of that. Here you can see that this is actually 7 watts in use. This is the charge rate. We're actually using 10 watts right now. Now don't take a look at that too much right now. CPU Core 0 and Core 1. These are the two cores that really will hit older games dual core wise. I've capped this at 2 gigahertz right now. Largely when you start to do more draw calls and you back it up, you'll see CPU getting taxed more. I limited this at 2 gigahertz because when there's just a ton of stuff getting drawn, it will bounce frequency up to like 3.6 gigahertz, and we'll dial up to about 15 watts. So this is more just a energy saver for while being on battery, but still getting mostly 60 FPS. There just really isn't. It's just wasteful to be doing that otherwise. Here you can see CPU core power, so we're using about 2.6 watts, and if we just really have a bunch of draw calls, that's going to just drive up that wattage. This is the GPU right here where it says no. There's a metric right here that I named. It's called GPU hungry. If that says no, the GPU is not hungry. If it says yes, that means that we're not able to feed enough power to the GPU. And CPU package power, total system power. So right now we're using 9.5 watt. Total system power is 13.6. And then memory clock, you can see that we're 2126 is effectively 4266 megahertz for the main memory. And what I suspect to be the case, especially with other games that I'm going to be testing, is that if once this goes down, total system power really dials down. Another thing that I'm going to be doing here is I'm testing 720p, but I'm also going to be using this USB-C dock. GPD is sending me the dock, but for all intents and purposes, it's going to be the same thing. This has the power pass-through that'll come through here, and then I'm going to be exporting through HDMI, and then I'll be capturing HDMI. I'm going to be doing 1080p settings at Ultra and see how Christmas. See how well that does. Get him, Dogo. I don't really need any of that other junk. Sack hood with straps. Nah, I don't think I need a sack hood with straps. I will take all that junk, though. Yes, please. Did you get my dog? What, the biscuits? This guy's pretty tough. Got him. And you're cool with that? Cool. Cool. All right. All right. Let me. All right. Well, I guess we're cool now, which is good. All right. So I'm gonna go outside now, and before I do, let me go ahead and just show you what power goes to when I'm outside, because being in tight corridors, it's definitely going to use less power just because there's less to draw. And when we go outside, especially look at the foliage and stuff, and pushing into ultra, I'm pretty curious to see what we'll be able to accomplish. Hey guys. So still taking about 11 watt, even outside, not 12 watt. All right, let's go ahead and plug in and see what we can do. All right, just so you can see, we're going to go to 1080p. We're going to do best quality here. Go 16 samples here, and we're going to do ultra. Ready? All right, so unfortunately, what has happened, I have to get a 3.5mm audio jack to capture audio at the moment. I am able to get audio through HDMI, but when I initially plug in, it's set at 4K, and this is only HDMI 2. So what happens is it's actually at 4K. It's a little bit higher than a 4K resolution, a tiny bit, and that only does it at 24 hertz. So it gets stuck, and then I have to reset it to 1080p 60. But right now, this is running 1080p ultra settings, Fallout 4, on the GPD Win 3 itself. And just so you guys can see them, you can like go over here and cut back to it. Oh no, everything's all hazy. And right around here, where this is where frame rate really should start to tank, when we're just having all the draw calls from the branches and stuff. This is going to be super taxing on CPU as well as GPU, but CPU is going to have to be doing a bunch. Yeah, you can see that frame rate's going to start to tank when we're just have a bunch of stuff going on, but it looks super impressive. Yeah, like look at all the brush and stuff. We're at 20 FPS right now. But again, the GPD Win 3 is driving this entire thing. So ideally, if you wanted to play 1080p on your display when you had this docked, you should really dial settings down a bit, but this is more just to kind of take a look at what 1080p ultra settings are, which is really absurd. But anyway, yeah, like so you can see right here, like take a look at Core 0 and Core 1. They were basically up to 4 gigahertz right there. Now, again, a lot of these older engines are just going to be dual core, so they're not really going to be very multi-core friendly. They're typically only 2 threads that they're going to be hitting the most. And that is what's limiting us a bunch. Actually, for those that are wondering, right now, so our GPU is using 16 watts right now. Technically, the 1165 G7, which is what I'm using right now, the top end that I saw was 18 watts for the GPU. So we still have a little bit more power left in that hopper, but it doesn't seem like it's actually able to achieve that. And mostly it looks like we're not able to achieve that because if we take a look at Core 0 and Core 1, we're really maxing out CPU. And a lot of these older games are really only dual threaded. Like the only thing they support dual threads. So those 2 CPUs are really what are holding us back and not able to feed the GPU enough to make use of those 2 last watts. And then, you know, we could get a slightly higher FPS. Not that it would matter much, but we still have a little bit of room left in hopper. You can see I'm only using 28 watt right now, and this goes up to 35 watt if it would properly scale. But this is just what this particular engine, Gamebryo, can do. Anywho, guys, as always, thank you for your time, and thanks for watching.